And thank you so much for joining us here at 11 Alive News at 6. That is where we begin tonight. I'm joined by my co-anchor, Jonathan Martin, who is leading our team coverage for those services for President Jimmy Carter. Jonathan, we know where you are at the Carter Center. That is going to be a very packed place starting tomorrow.
We expect it to be, Faith, in less than 24 hours. In fact, around this time tomorrow night, we expect crowds to already be showing up here at the Carter Center. The late president's arrival ceremony will happen around 3:45 tomorrow. And starting at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, the public will be invited here to the Carter Center to pay their respects as the president will lie in repose all the way from tomorrow night up until Tuesday morning. But if you're coming out here, there are some things that you want to know, including road closures. So let's talk about that first. Roads are closed around the Carter Center. They closed earlier today. East John Lewis Freedom Parkway and North Highland Avenue, again, around the Presidential Library, will remain closed until Tuesday at noon. Now, if you want to come here to the Carter Center, unless you're biking or walking, MARTA is going to be your best bet. They are offering a free shuttle from the King Memorial Station starting at 6:30 tomorrow night. Keep in mind, there is no parking at that station, the King Memorial Station, or where I am at the Carter Center. You also cannot bring a bag or a purse. They are only, in fact, allowing diaper bags, and if you bring one of those, you'll have to be searched as well. But let's talk about what's going to happen before the motorcade makes its way here to the Carter Center. It will all start south of us, about 140 miles south of us in Americus, Georgia, at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center, where the president has been for days now, surrounded by his Secret Service. That is where this will all start. And our Rebecca Lindstrom has been down in Americus today, looking at the start of the journey.
Sumter Sheriff Eric D. Bryant says President Carter is finally resting.
The community sees him as a man that will not stop. He keeps going. So now the mood in the community, when you hear people talking, he is at rest now.
But Bryant considers it an honor that right now he is busier than ever.
I want to make sure every single thing is perfect. I want to make sure that, the patrol car is parked perfect. I want to make sure that the uniform fits me just the way I want it to fit.
And Bryant says it's not just his uniform. He has been traveling the motorcade route, making sure the grass is watered and the streets are clean. Sheriff Bryant says this small community is used to a national spotlight and has been working with crowds of Carter fans long before his funeral.
Oh my gosh, Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains.
Bryant says Mr. Carter's Bible studies only grew as he got older.
Always, people, always, every Sunday, that was a detail.
It's a detail Bryant worked as a young deputy. Now sheriff, he will be part of the motorcade that escorts the president from Americus to Atlanta. In Americus, Rebecca Lindstrom, 11 Alive News.
So tomorrow morning, after the president's motorcade leaves Americus, where you just saw Rebecca, it will make its way to Plains, about 20 minutes away, which is the president's hometown. They will stop there for a moment of silence. The National Park Service will ring a bell 39 times for our 39th president. Our Molly Oak has been there in Plains today, speaking with people, including a man who once worked for Mr. Carter's campaign.
One of the most interesting events in the 1976 campaign.
The heart of the Carter campaign sits by the heartbeat of Phil Wise's hometown.
So it was not an impressive building, but a very functional one and important to the history and lifeblood of the little town.
From a train depot in Plains to Phil's new office.
And then in December '75, I became the last of 7 staff hired for the presidential campaign. And
Phil volunteered and worked with the former president for years. But it's not Mr. Carter's political career that stands out to Phil. It's the moments inside the church.
When he taught Sunday school, I was a pupil for 4 years with him in Sunday school.
That relationship was the center of their last conversation.
I thought, well, I'm just going to tell him the volunteer work I'm doing now with my church, First Baptist Decatur. And I got there and I thought, he's going to be so happy that I'm doing all this with the church. And he looked up at me from his lounge chair with that grin on his face. He said, Phil, I'm very worried for your church. that was the relationship that I had with Jimmy Carter, and I can't think of a more appropriate last conversation to have had with him than that story.
A storied life for a man with a smile almost as big as his heart. In Plains, Molly Oak, 11 Alive News.
Again, all starting there south of us in Americus and Plains. Now, preparations are also underway in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital, where the president will be flown to starting on Tuesday. There will be a short ceremony by the U.S. Navy on Tuesday as well. And then the president will lie in state there at the Capitol building. That'll be Tuesday night and through Thursday morning. So again, that all happening Tuesday as the final part of this journey. Now, we are already, in fact, seeing fences going up around the U.S. Capitol building. The late president's funeral, not only the only event happening there next week, there's also the anniversary of the January 6th riot and the certification of the 2024 election results. So a busy time up in D.C. The Secret Service says back-to-back security events are really unique. It provides a unique situation, but agents tell us they are prepared.
The Secret Service will bring in agents and other specialists from field offices across the country to supplement our staffing. A multitude of seen and unseen security measures will operate in tandem to ensure a comprehensive and seamless security plan comes to fruition.
Now, the Secret Service protected President Carter for a long time, some 48 years. That was the longest of any former president. The special agent that you just heard from in that soundbite, Special Agent in Charge Matt McCool, says that he served on several peacekeeping missions with former President Jimmy Carter, and he says it is the honor, really, the honor of his life right now to be with President Carter and be a part of his detail. We know some of those agents will serve as pallbearers. You might remember, just like they did for Rosalind Carter's funeral as well, the former First Lady. Now, here's a look at some of the final preparations as we get ready for the final events to honor former President Jimmy Carter coming up on January 9th. He'll have a funeral service up in Washington at the Washington National Cathedral starting at 10 a.m. Then he will come back home to Georgia, where he will have a private funeral service at the church where he taught Sunday school and went to church, Maranatha Baptist Church, followed by a private burial at his home in Plains. So again, Faith, all of this starting in Georgia, ending in Georgia, and we will have the services, the arrival services here and everything that's happening tomorrow, ending here in Atlanta, where he will lie in repose starting tomorrow night at 7.
And there are so many people that are looking forward to just being able to say goodbye one last time to President Carter. Jonathan, thank you so much for bringing that to us. And you can watch our special live coverage starting right here at 6 a.m. You can also stream it live on 11 Alive Plus. The app is free to download on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV device.